Hi, I'm Michael Taylor and welcome to Motor Magazine's Performance Car of the Year for 2003. Motor Magazine's a performance car magazine. We're only interested in fast cars, so it's got to be a fast car, it's got to handle well, it's got to stop well, and it's got to do it all for 5 days down here. We have a day at an airport, we do top speed runs, we do acceleration runs. Then we have a day on the road to sort them out and we go to Winton Raceway. We get Cam McConville out to run fast laps. And we all have a bit of a play. Then we take a day on a hill climb. We have a cull the night before after Winton, and we take every car in the top 12 up and down that hill. Every single one of them. And from then, we sit down in the morning on the very final day, we bring it down to 6. Those 6 cars, we bring them out here to Decker and Shepparton, wring their necks a bit more, just to see if we have got the right decision, and we all sit down and vote.
Gave it a 6 for dynamics. No, just kidding, it was a 20.
I gave it an 18 for drivability. Again, like Mick, I want a smaller steering wheel, and I think the throttle pedal's probably a touch too firmly sprung. Being really picky.
We are searching.
That's how it works. There's myself, and I get the final score. I get to come because I pay the bills. Jesse Taylor's my deputy editor. He's another judge. David Morley and Jonathan Hawley don't need much introduction to the world of Australian motoring riding. They're long-time motor magazine contributors. Morley's known for his searing wit, and they're both known for their ability to sort a car, as is Todd Hollenbeck, our news editor. The 6th of our little gang is one of Motor's subscribers. He's won a competition called the Lucky Bastard Contest. Our lucky bastard this year is Mike Muskins, cunningly disguised in a Motor Magazine t-shirt. He is indeed a lucky bastard because he gets to come with us and hang out with us, and he gets the right honour of being on the scathing end of Morley's wit most of the time. He's done a really good job, but he spun only once, but fortunately he spun for the camera, and that's what we like. Never waste a crowd.
I saw the photographers there, they looked pretty hot and bored. So I gave it a bit, and it gave me a bit back. Let's go off backwards and meet the dirt.
These cars, we looked at every car that was released on the Australian car market in 2002. Picked the eyes out of it, left the slow ones at home, the ones other car magazines would take, and we bought the fun stuff.
That was amazing.
The cheapest car here is the Mini at just under $40,000. Mini Cooper S, supercharged 4-cylinder front drive car, all the way up to $380,000 for the SL55 AMG Mercedes. This is very much a brand building exercise for a lot of these manufacturers. You get the larger ones like your Holdens and your Fords, and they love it because their cars get to be thrown around sideways and lovely shots in all sorts of scenery. You get the more niche manufacturers like your Lotus. They don't have huge budgets, so it's really the only semi-advertising their cars get through the year because it builds the profile of the car. And you also get the exotic manufacturers, like we got Dodge Viper this year, we had a couple of Mercedes-Benz supercharged V8s and those sort of things, and they can't officially go out and burn rubber. We can. Quality is viewed in a whole range of ways. There's not just bits that fall off, there's the quality of the chassis and the suspension engineering, and all of that sort of stuff comes into it as well.
Safety is my priority for the whole trip. I've seen stuff that can happen without warning by the most careful people. One of the warnings last year I found quite amusing was if you see an airplane, get off the runway, which is probably not bad advice. There will be cars going every which way. Most of you have been here before, so you know the drill, so go out there, have a bit of fun.
Day one of Motor Magazine's Performance Car of the Year kicks off at Avalon Airport, with 22 of Australia's fastest cars split into two groups for the gruelling series of tests. First off, the cars are timed for runs of 0 to 100, 400 and 1,000 metres. This is measured by our Corrivet microwave sensor, which we mount on the passenger door of each car. That sends its information straight into our laptop. Next up, the speed trap. We check each car's top speed with the same radar gun used by your friendly local policeman. It's accurate from a kilometre away. With the Viper topping 295 down the strip, that's probably a dozen lives worth of licences gone. At the business end, the judges will give a total score for each car out of a possible 80 points. Performance, dynamics and drivability are each worth 20, while value for money and design and function each count for 10 points.
on a it's based on a Commodore taxi, isn't it?
We got to 300 last year in a GT2 911 twin turbo rear drive monster. This year we had another monster in the Viper.
I found at about 2,000 revs, if you just kind of let out the clutch half aggressively and then feed in a lot of throttle at the same time, it seems to hook up all right.
Just ran out of road, unfortunately. It was still picking up speed and it wasn't having a lot of trouble getting there and climbing to that sort of speed either. It still had a bit left in it. In fact, it had a whole nother gear in it, but we just ran out of road.
It's a lot quicker than I thought it would be.
Mercedes-Benz have limited both of their cars. Both the E55 and the SL55 will hit 300 kilometres an hour. SL55 is in fact the fastest production car to accelerate from 0 to 300 kilometres an hour. Faster than any Lamborghini, any Ferrari, any Porsche. results from day one, including a very impressive early showing from some of the locals. The Monaro and the HSV GTS both topped 270, and that puts them amongst the fastest production cars in the world. Day 2 saw each of the 22 cars cover 500 kilometres in the trip to Winton Raceway at Benalla. The 9 road stages gave us a chance to test the cars over a wide range of real-world conditions.
That's why you get the big back cart. Fine pair of sandals, aren't they? Beautiful. He gets Hey, he bought it on himself with a pink and yellow helmet. Yeah, pretty much just got sick of the pink helmet, sick of being a glowworm pretty much. We'll stick with this design. Less likelihood of being brand name the gay icon with this one.
Okay, so we'll decide the cars through race.
Bottles of water, floor mats, the whole deal.
Check even the seat pockets, everything.
Just stay off the racing line. It's just about.
It's no trouble, we can't find it.
Okay.
It's a big three.
You reckon you can work with that around him?
He went this way.
Other way, guys. Yeah.
One step in. You've done this before. Nail it. Hit the spot. Okay. Ellie. So can we just...
Okay, guys, looking this way, thanks.
Might start up in the... Oh, these guys are starting in the small now.
Yeah. Well, it doesn't matter, mate. Doesn't really matter. Just
I'll start from medium then.
Winton Raceway, and it's shrouded in smoke from the bushfires burning just 50 kilometres away near Romeo. It's 40 degrees out here, and it's even hotter on the track.
Oh, g'day, Dean. How are you? Very good. I'm going to chuck the tape recorder in your face.
No problem.
All the usual stuff. So
Yeah, no worries at all.
Now let's take a lap of Winton Raceway with Cameron McConville. lot of cars have stood up to be counted today. Cars that haven't impressed so much on the road have stood up to be counted. Cars that we hadn't thought would do a terrible lot of good have actually stood up and jumped out at us.
I'd have to say that the cars have come a long way. Like every year, they're getting that little bit better, easier to drive.
You're looking for the car that does the most things really well in a package with each other.
Everything is that good now that you know, most of the cars here today you could drive around on the road and then you could come out, put a number on the side and do some club day or track days with them.
There's been a few surprises. I don't know if they're outright winners though. I quite like the Honda S2000. I really like the Audi S3.
It's been upgraded and it's really the first Audi that's ever stood up to the challenge of a racetrack.
It really hooks up and goes around Winton a bit better than we thought.
The two that impressed me as far as the engine performance were obviously the two Benzes.
The E55 Benz looks like better value than the SL. It's lighter, it's got almost the same power, it's got essentially the same engine. I enjoyed the mumbo of the sheer utter grunt of the Benz SL55.
I can cope with that.
Just an awesome bit of machinery.
Very easy to drive, very hard. The Mazda 6 was a huge surprise this year. It did everything you could ever imagine for an economy kind of four-door sedan, front-wheel drive with a little engine. I mean, what more could you ask? And it delivered everything.
It was the pick of the smaller bunch.
As far as the locals go, the other good one's the Ford XR6 Turbo.
The engine was very torquey, it's very well balanced.
Got a lot of grip, its chassis is very nice, the engine's terrific, gearbox is a bit iffy, but you can always buy the auto, which is quite a bit smoother.
We knew it was a good thing on the road, but look, for a big four-door family sedan that's only worth $40,000, it was sensational around here. Really performs well.
HSVs did quite well. The power down of the GDS with 300 kilowatts was surprisingly fast around here, really fast. Monaro ran out of brakes around here, but still did pretty well. Subaru's STI and Impreza WRX really let itself down here today. It just ran out of grip at the front and couldn't maintain the cornering speeds of even the local Australian cars. I think that's really going to knock it around in the final reckoning. It'll probably be a millstone around its neck that the judges won't be able to forget and won't be able to forgive. The Lotus is a hell of a lot of fun here.
It just sticks and sticks and sticks.
The V that you can use the Lotus in, of its performance, is very narrow. You can use it at a place like this, and on a very perfect day, on a very perfect road without a lot of bumps in it, it might be okay, but everywhere else you're going to think it's a pain in the butt. around here, you're going to think it's a gem, and it is. The Viper Challenge.
Have you been man enough to take the Viper out here?
No, I'm about to whenever it's ready.
Okay.
It's ready?
Man enough for it?
I'm in.
Mate, it's got a 36 in it for a bloke with any guts.
The Dodge Viper was just a thrill with the amount of torque that it's got. I think I haven't driven a road car with that amount of torque before and performance in a straight line. I think we're doing 190 k's here at Winton, which is pretty awesome for a road car.
You could leave it in third or fourth gear around here. Probably you could leave it in fifth. It wouldn't make that much difference to the lap times, I wouldn't think.
It's got stonking grunt out of corners. You just got to use it judiciously.
It's a big car. It's got a lot of grunt.
It's an engine and a gearbox looking for somewhere to live.
And it just thumps you when you put the throttle down.
Forte is obviously top speed. It goes well down the straights here at Winton, and we pulled 295 at Avalon, which is pretty quick indeed. But you know, it brakes. It's got lots of grip, so it's a lot better than we thought it might have been.
I can see it sneaking into the top 12. Well, thumping its way into the top 12, but I can't see it going a lot further.
Overall, it's a big American kind of thump and wank machine. This Boxster is just probably the best thing here, to be honest.
It's built by people that do only sports cars.
The brakes never go away. The steering is sublime. It's exquisite. It's an extension of your fingertips.
Really well-balanced cars, good engines, good brakes, all the components that are necessary for Ducati.
The power down's phenomenal, and the gear shift is intuitive. The whole package is just a superb thing.
Just a fantastic all-round package. It stops well, and it's also got the power to go with it.
It's idiot-proof, and at the same time it rewards a good driver. So it's the kind of car that anyone can jump in and think they know what they're doing, and people who do know what they're doing can jump in and it will reward you for your efforts.
I'd expect it'll be there at DECA when we choose a top 6, but there's no guarantees. It hasn't actually been a standout car so far, but it hasn't done anything wrong either.
Very nice. Thank you very much.
Yeah, that's a classic example of why Italians should stick to making motorbikes. That's just shocking. Engine's beautiful, and then everything else just lets it down.
Quite a few of the cars did themselves proud. A few of them fell over a bit and stumbled. There's a couple of cars have fallen out of our top 12 estimations from their performances here today.
Yeah, so but it's a bit similar to what's in there actually, so.
Chuck it, mate.
I don't need it. I don't need it. I'll tell you who does. We've got top 12. We're going to take those out onto a specific piece of road, drive them back to back over that piece of road, and we'll make further judgments from there. I think it'll be a very tight contest tomorrow. Day 4's challenge, the hill climb, is the fast track to Victoria's rooftop. Each of the 12 finalists is driven up and down the winding 14-kilometre road course by every judge. Today's judging debrief will decide the 6 cars to face the last and most comprehensive test at DECA.
It's just such a worthwhile exercise is to put all the cars back to back on the same bit of road. I mean, Winton's good, but this is the real road. There's a few cars that just didn't do it for me today. The Monaro didn't feel quick like it did on the racetrack.
Gearing was just all over the place, wasn't it? It was too tall. It just didn't feel like it had any punch anywhere. They're also like cars that, it's like the semi-finals when you get to here, isn't it? You see the cars that run into form right at the right time in the Bugatti sort of championship, and you know, things like the Boxster.
That Boxster just keeps nailing the casket shut on everything else, doesn't it?
Like there are things that didn't star yesterday and didn't really star the day before, and they've really come into their own here, I reckon.
The S3, the Audi's really crept up on us a bit there, I think. That really performed well here. It was going quicker than any of us thought it would, and it was doing it easily too. Whereas the Porsche's just been good everywhere, really, hasn't it?
But it hasn't stood out. Like, it was good yesterday, but you think, oh yeah, the Viper with that big engine. And you think the Benz with that noise and... The Holdens and the Fords, because you could wind them on the lock stops and stay sideways for a week. I think the Viper looked good today because we all suspected it looked diabolical.
Got me a V10.
I don't think it was fantastic, but it wasn't as bad as we thought it was going to be. You agree, Toto?
I was just going to say, on a real primal level, I had a ball in the damn thing. And that's what it counts. I mean, sometimes you just got to get in the car and say, well, hell, let's just go have fun. And that's where the Viper and the Elise, for me, were just, I enjoyed the hell out of it. Then jumping in things like the SL55, the E55, you kind of get a bit more serious. You realize that there's a lot of car there, a lot of technology.
Both Benzes, I think, are let down quite badly by the steering. Particularly the E.
Yeah.
The E55 steering.
That SL was no poem on this road either. I mean, I didn't like the weighted, unweighted, weighted, unweighted. You just never got a consistent feel out of it.
Come on, Malcolm. Tell me what you hated.
There wasn't anything I hated. I think everything had some redeeming qualities about it.
What was the redeeming quality of the Monaro?
The Monaro, it pointed all right, but then again I was only going at 60 kilometres an hour, so...
Because you had no brakes?
Because there were no brakes to pull me out. The Elise, I'm with Todd, the Elise and the Viper, I'd hire them for a weekend. Go and do stupid things, but I'd never buy one.
The Elise was very good on the track, and it didn't impress me so much here, but because we got dropped off, we had to charge a bit to catch you blokes, and the bit of road going back into town was so much smoother than this bit of road, and that car through there was just awesome.
I thought the STI came back a bit today.
It did.
I'm not a big fan of that engine at all. There's nothing below $4,000.
It's better than the previous one.
I'm thinking, what's so special about this car? It doesn't go particularly hard. But it carries more corner speed in the quicker stuff, in the bumpier quicker stuff, than it seemed to yesterday. But in the slow stuff, it's still a matter of, my God, how slow do I have to be going before I get grip?
I don't think criticism rests just on the engine. The gear change, you've got to really be forceful, almost as forceful as you are in the Holdens. It's not a fluid thing to drive. Really kind of cut and shut, isn't it? I mean, it just...
flow on really.
No.
What else did we drive this morning?
The Ford. That's a sweetheart of an engine.
Isn't it a nice engine?
Every time you drive it, you just think, what an engine.
And the turn-in grip is so confidence-inspiring.
Yeah.
It's got so much grip at the front.
Rides too.
For a family car with grunt, that thing's a good package.
It's a real good package.
Oh, it's quick enough.
It's got a
14-second car.
huge amount of fun though. It really's got some personality to it, some flavor when you drive it.
Motor Magazine's great stills photographers, always hard at work.
Now that's hard work.
Today's judging debrief will decide the 6 cars to face the last and most comprehensive test at DECA.
It wasn't designed as necessarily as a car, it was designed as a trophy. 8 for design and function, so I reckon they've done a really good job of turning the Commodore into a coupe.
The difference between you doing 260 and you doing 270 to the policeman is kind of irrelevant. You're going to jail anyhow.
Pretty well.
Mobility, I gave it a 14. Design function, an 8. And value, 8.5. Thought it was pretty good value for money for what it is.
Good scores, Malcolm. I agree with all that.
Yeah, Malcolm, you've done well.
I gave it a 12 for dynamics, which places it halfway between the CV8 and the XR6.
You hear the creaking and you think, Jesus, who took the Y out of dodgy?
7 for design and function, and 9 for value, because you get an awful lot of bang for your buck.
The final day, the decider at DECA. Our 6 finalists will have to negotiate a tight, narrow track, a skid pan, and a wet photo shoot. The top 6 point scorers are the Audi S3, the Subaru Impreza WRX STI, the Mercedes-Benz E55 AMG, the Ford Falcon XR6 Turbo, the Mercedes-Benz SL55 AMG, the Porsche Boxster S, It's not a bad group, and Motor Magazine's Performance Car of the Year for 2003 is the Porsche Boxster S. Voted for the Boxster S, and with good reason. There just doesn't seem to be another car maker out there that can make the whole add up to more than the sum of the parts. And I guess that's why Porsche is the consultancy of choice for so many of the world's major car makers. They build a beautiful car. You love it, and it feels like it loves you right back. There were some other cars here that really impressed throughout the whole week. Both the Benz that stood up to be counted all week. They just had thumping power, awesome engine notes, could leave black rubber in third gear, and they're automatics, don't forget. They're just awesome pieces of machinery, and they came very, very close. There's only one or two little things let each of those cars down. The XR6 Turbo really did itself proud here. Did Ford proud, did everyone proud who worked on making that car and worked on building that company back up from the disaster of the AU. That is a good car, and it's just its performance just isn't quite sharp enough to battle it out with the big guns here, but it's run them very close. It's done itself a lot of favours here. We also enjoyed, on the skid pan at Winton, we enjoyed the rear drive Holdens as well. How many other countries in the world can say that they build cars where you can sit sideways on the lock stop all day and have a ball? Have people in beside you giggling, you're in complete control, and they're just heaps of fun. That's what Australian cars are all about. Big, boofy things that are comfortable, carry 5 people, and are fast in a straight line, and they're good fun. STI Impreza didn't impress much on the track, really didn't impress us at all, but was very good on the road. It was very good here today. And the Audi S3 was a bit of a sleeper. Really surprised everybody who drove it. Showing that even professionals make the same old mistakes, like locking the keys in the car, here are a few shots from behind the scenes.
I don't understand what the deep touches that bit.
I don't know what's going to be cheaper, roof or window glass.
Wedge?
What'd you like, Camry? That track comes together.
Got any cold steel there?
Okay. How long before?
Don't do anything.
No, that's all right.
Go the finger.
This is on that. They go in. I'll drop that one, push it forward.
Hey!
Hey!
Mr. Daly, your car is ready.
Yeah, that'd be right.
Just looking for the traction ESP button on this. Where's the ESP button, Stevie?
ESP.
Hey?
ESP.
There is none. I knew that.
But yeah, again, it's brakes, off the brakes. Like on the brakes, I can't hear them so properly. No. I swear to God. I flipped out. I just don't.
You know you're sounding more and more like a wolf. I swear to God.
You cannot believe it for yourself.
They say it's got sport suspension. I'm just trying to work out what sport.
Well, I said lawn bowls yesterday.
Why won't it start? showing that even professionals make the same old mistakes, like locking the keys in the car. Here are a few shots from behind the scenes.
I don't understand what the chances happen.
I don't know what's going to be cheaper, roof or window glass.
Wedge.
What'd you like, Camry?
That track comes together.
Got any cold steel there?
Okay. How long before?
Don't do anything.
It pops. No, that's all right. My hands
finger
here.
head for me.
Go with the finger.
This is that. They go in.
I've got that one pushes forward.
Hey!
Hey!
Mr. Daly, your car is ready.
Yeah, be right.
Just looking for the traction ESP button on this. Where's the ESP button, Stevie?
ESP.
Hey?
ESP.
There is none. I knew that.
I mean, again, it's brakes, off the brakes, back on the brakes. I can't hear them so properly. No. I swear to God. I flipped out. I just like,
You know you're sounding more and more like a Walt. I swear to God.
you cannot believe it for yourself.
They say it's got sport suspension. I'm just trying to work out what sport.
Well, I said lawn bowls yesterday.
Why won't it start?